Hello and welcome! In this video we will go through the chapter called the Mother Oathstone. This is the second chapter in the Dragonflight campaign, so the campaign that comes after the ones that were tied to the zones. So yeah, in the previous video we completed the first chapter of this campaign called the Dragon Isle's Emissary. So as you can see right here, one being Dragon Isle's Emissary, the second being the Mother Oathstone. So in the Dragon Isle's Emissary chapter, Alexstrasza sent us to Therazal, who knows all about what's going on the Dragon Isles. Therazal then gave us a quest that consists of 4 different quests. They were quests that provide you with some sort of tour of the faction hubs. So they were called Orientation, and then they were named after the faction hubs, with the first being Dragonscale Base Camp, the next being Marukai, followed by Orientation Iskara. Did I mention they are called Orientation? So Orientation Waking Shores, Orientation Marukai, Orientation Iskara, and Orientation Valdraken. So after we picked this quest up, we went through the Orientation quests, which introduced us to several key figures of said factions. After completing these 4 quests, we turned the quest back in with Therazal, and this ticked off the chapter in the lore book. However, we did not receive a notification about this, so this is all we saw. This grey entry called Dragon Isle's Emissary turned green, and it has a, well, mark next to it. Okay, so in a previous video, I told you that the order in which you pick up the chapters of the Dragonflight campaign is a bit weird. I would follow the order that is displayed in the lore book, right here, but I also mentioned that it might get difficult. So yeah, it turns out that this is where the trouble starts. I cannot pick up the quest that leads to, this chapter. However, as you can see, there is a quest called the Gift of Silver. Now, a little spoiler alert, although it's not really a big one. That quest actually leads to the chapter called the Silver Purpose. So yeah, apparently I can pick up the 5th chapter, but not the 2nd one just yet. Apparently, or not apparently, but it should be because that 2nd chapter was only launched later into the game. Now, there's more to say on that, but I'm not going to go into that just yet until the end of this video. So yeah, as you might have heard me say on one of the previous videos, the order in which you gain access to the chapters is really quite weird and not in a chronological order. So yeah, so as you probably need to be at least level 70, I'm gonna level this character up because as you can see it's only level 68, and see if that gains me access to the chapter. Also, some people on Wowhead seem to suggest that you need to complete the Teldrassus campaign, or at least part of it. So since there is not a clear indicator on that, I'm gonna conduct my own research by, well, playing another character, going through some world quests and skipping the campaign or the zone campaigns, so that I can actually test this entry on Wowhead. So yeah, I will get back to you with more information on this chapter. Right, here we are again. So I have leveled this character as well as another one to level 70 so that I could conduct some research, like I said before going for the break. So it turns out you actually need to be level 70 on any character if you want to go through this chapter, so the Mother Oathstone. However, you do not need to have completed any of the previous campaigns, so the campaigns tied to the zones, so the Waking Shores campaign, the Naran Plains campaign, as well as the Azure Span or Teldrassus campaign. Of course, when you go through these campaigns or chapters for the first time, you will need to have completed the previous campaigns because they follow up each other. They are consecutive, is that the right word? I'm not sure. Anyway, the chapters and the campaigns follow up each other, like I said. So yeah, as you need to be at least level 70. As you can see, this rogue is now level 70, and when we speak to Alexstrasza, there is another option. So not only can we start the quest called the Gift of Silver, but we can pick up the quest called To Tierhold, and this is the one that starts the chapter called the Mother Oathstone. Okay, just before we start, I'm going to point out something else. So unfortunately, with the launch of the new patch, the lorebook entry or the campaign overview of the Dragon Isles campaign has been removed as well, so I cannot show you the chapters ticking off anymore. Alright, so let's start the Mother Oathstone chapter. To Tierhold.
The red Dragonflight will protect this world.
Centuries have passed since the flights last visited Tierhold. Nevertheless, we must travel there and investigate if the Mother Oathstone still functions. Come, speak with me at the seat of the Aspects. We must learn about the dangers we may face at Tyr's former stronghold. Meet Alexstrasza at the seat of the Aspects, which is right here.
Treasure the gift you have been given.
Thank you for coming. I am ready to seek out the Mother Oathstone, but first we must learn more about Tierhold. So now you click Quest I am ready.
With the Oathstones of each flight renewed, I believe we can channel the essence of each into the Mother Oathstone and restore our aspectral powers. This sacred artifact and symbol of the unity of dragonkind lies within Tierhold. Koronos, what can you tell us of it? It has been many centuries since we last walked the halls of Tyr's stronghold.
When the Isles awakened, so too did the Guardians of Tierhold. While some have resumed their duties, others have taken to acting erratically. Should you go there, I cannot guarantee the greeting you will receive.
I understand. However, I have faith that with the help of our champion, we can overcome any danger.
Alrighty then. So normally Alexstrasza would disappear, but since further patches have already launched and people do want to be able to pick up other quests as well, she is right here, even though she just departed. Alright, so our objective is to travel to Tierhold. Now the waypoint has been added already, and for this time I would suggest you actually take off from the top of the spire, so at the seat of the Aspects, because Tierhold is actually at quite a high elevation. So we are going to aim for this little construction. Well, it's not a little construction, but it's not a small one, it's a massive one. But this is where we are aiming for. So yeah, obviously it's easier to fly straight ahead than to have to climb all the way up while flying, or while even having to make a few stops. And as you can see, it's very easy to fly here now if you have completed, or if you have collected a lot of... Yeah, no dialogue. So yeah, if you have completed a lot of collected, if you have collected a lot of glyphs.
Greetings.
This space seems clear enough.
Life endures.
Aspect power. The Mother Oathstone is an ancient gift bestowed to our flights by the Titans. If what we have learned is true, I might be able to reactivate it, and in doing so restore our spectral powers. Though we are unsure of the outcome, if this has the slightest chance of working, I must attempt it. I would appreciate if you would join me in this. Assist Alexstrasza at the Mother Oathstone.
Our final task is upon us. Please join me once more. Where there is life, there is hope.
We are so close to recovering our aspectral powers. Are you prepared? I am ready to begin.
Safe. I owe you my thanks. You have helped the Dragonflights remember our calling. With the Oathstones renewed, we can finally reclaim our aspectral power. This has to work. Nothing? But the Oathstones were renewed. How is this possible?
It seems your titans have abandoned you.
Razagath! What have you done?
You proved yourself unworthy, all on your own, Queen of the Dragons. Now, it is our time. The age of the incarnates has come.
She's going to release them. No!
And as Alexstrasza flies off, we are, well, stopped by a massive proto-dragon called Ezrigeth, who has a lot of health. So Ezrigeth slain is our next objective.
Pawn of the Titans!
Okay, you better keep moving when he performs this action.
I must get closer.
Come to think of it, I never really found out what to do with these, so... What happens if you stand in them? A little bit of damage. What happens if you don't stand in them? A little bit of damage. No clue. Okay, let's just wait for him to descend again, or her. Right, here we go. Now let's finish her up. So once again, we keep moving.
We don't have a target.
My strength.
Champion, I am glad to see you safe. My vision only showed me of the peril you were in. I came as soon as I could.
So, just to clarify, the ability she was using was basically a dragon breath. However, it follows you, so you can actually evade it as long as you keep moving. So that's a little bit more difficult when you are a caster type of
Our final meeting, or
character.
our first.
What happened? Where is Alexstrasza?
You balance upon the cusp of destiny.
Red Dawn. We've come so close to recovering our powers. Should Razagath succeed before our power returns, I fear that the Time Waves will bend to a dark future for all of Azeroth. We must not allow this to occur. Hurry! You must find and aid Alexstrasza before all is lost. Locate Alexstrasza.
Another time, perhaps.
Alright, so we now follow the waypoint again, which sends us further to the east, all the way over these waterfalls. which leads to the Vault of the Incarnates. So aim for this platform. And here she is. Let's pick up this flight point as well.
I will listen.
Razageth and her allies must be stopped.
Fair skies and strong winds.
And
The
there we go.
balance must be maintained.
At this point, if the lorebook entry was still here, I could show you that completing this quest ticks off the chapter called the Mother Oathstone. Now, the little bit of information I could not tell you just yet at the start of this video, because I would be spoiling, is that this is basically an introduction. This chapter is basically an introduction to the raid, the first raid of Dragonflight, called the Vault of the Incarnates. So as you can see on the map right here. So just as Alexstrasza said, we must stop Razageth, and guess who the last boss is in this raid? Razageth the Storm Eater. So yeah, this quest
Embrace hope.
sends you into the raid, and well, it will show you what happens to Razageth and how you deal with her. I'm not gonna spoil that just yet, and try not to spoil it at all, because let's see, I think the next chapter actually still predates the raid.
The red dragonflight will protect this land.
So that would be spoiling. Alright, so let's have a look. Since we just completed this chapter, I'm going to summarize what we did on this video. So in this chapter, Alexstrasza told us that the Mother Oathstone basically gets energy from all the other Oathstones. This Mother Oathstone could be used to restore the aspectral powers so that the aspects would have the power needed to stop Razageth. She then told us that we can find this Oathstone at Tierholt. Watcher Cronus informed us that the awakening of the Dragon Isles, with the awakening of the Dragon Isles, the protectors of Tierholt had been reactivated as well. However, some seem to have been or have become corrupted. Alexstrasza then asked us to meet at the Mother Oathstone to reactivate it. When Alexstrasza tried to do so, nothing seemed to happen. This confused her, as she expected that repowering the other Oathstones would be sufficient to repower the Mother Oathstone. Razageth had been observing us and was amused by this inability to reactivate the Mother Oathstone. Alexstrasza suspected that Razageth was to blame, but she claims she had nothing to do with this phenomenon. As Razageth told us she was going to free the Incarnates, Alexstrasza chased after her, leaving us with a big proto-dragon. After we defeated it, Nosdormus showed up, because apparently a vision had warned him that trouble was stirring. He asked us to go after Alexstrasza to help her. She, in turn, told us that we had to enter the vault to stop Razageth from bringing back the Incarnates back into this world. So yeah, that's that for this chapter. Now, since I can no longer show you the lore book of this campaign, I'm going to have to alt-tab for a second and see if I have a screenshot of the overview. I know I do, and just can't remember where I put it. Would it be right here? No. Now, where did I put that? So I want to tell you what I will be going through in the next video. At least the name of the next chapter. Here we are. So yeah, the Mother Oathstone was the second chapter in the Dragonflight campaign. In the next video, we'll be going through the chapter called The Chieftain's Duty. Now, chances are, if you already went through this campaign, that you will have completed the chapter called The Silver Purpose already, because the Chieftain's Duty is actually locked behind a renown tree. So let's have a look there. Actually, no, let's not do that, because that would be spoiling already. So yeah, like I said, in the next video we'll go through the chapter called The Chieftain's Duty. Until then, I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope you will check out this next video as well. See ya!